Morning everybody, a little bit on today, mainly mechanical work. So, we have finished sowing the oats. Dad managed to get that last paddock done during the week before it rained. So all the oats is in, so that's a relief. And that's good because we've had rain later in this week, so that all sort of worked out well. So, what I want to get done, which probably won't happen, the Massey Ferg, the 3505 and the combine are still out in that paddock, so they need to be brought back and cleaned off. It's going to be all wet and covered in crap because it's been sitting out there in the rain, so it's going to take a little while to probably clean it all off. I need to service the John Deere 6310. It is due now for a service. Also got to work out how we're going to go about getting that leaking hydraulic hose off for the steering, because that's only getting worse and needs to be done still. I'd like to go and get the cultivator, pull the wheel off for the 135, because as you remember, that tyre blew and we needed to swap the wheel off this to put onto the cultivator. Dad went and got 2 tyres put on the 2 new rims I got for it. So we'll have one as a spare and we'll put one on the cultivator. And also want to try and get the door on the Massey Fergs, the John Deere, and maybe put we've got a back window glass for the Massey Ferguson. Don't think that'll happen today, but see how much time I've got. In the background, I think Mum and Dad they've got to drench all of the cattle, and they're marking calves as well, I think. So we might go have a look at that a bit later. But first up, I want to get this John Deere sorted out, get that out of the way. So I'll get myself sorted and we'll get into it. Alright, so this service is just an oil and fuel service, so oil filter and fuel filter, and then just check over everything else. I've also got 2 cabin air filters, which John Deere gave me the wrong ones. There's 4. I wanted the 2 that go in beside the seat. They gave me the 2 that go on the back of the cab, so that's a bit annoying. Anyway, we'll just chuck them on anyway. Just go through the usual checks, grease, blow the air filter out, blow the engine off, all that sort of rubbish. Yeah, so it shouldn't take too long. I think I've also got to just check that the fuel tank isn't got water in the bottom. You just got to crack the bottom and see if any water comes out, so that's not a big drama. So we'll go through that. I won't really bore you too much with it, because if you follow the channel, you've probably seen me service it a couple of times, so I'll just speedily do it. Rightio, change the oil, change the filter. I'm just going to start it up so that oil runs through that filter. Then I'll quickly check the oil and just top it up again, and then we'll change that fuel filter out. Rightio, I ran the engine, checked the oil again, put a little bit more in, all good. Just changed the fuel filter. So 2 tips for this one. When you put the fuel filter in, the John Deere name and logo has to face outward. There's 3 grooves on the top of the filter that allows it to slip into the housing only one way. And the way the tail is sort of, the emblem will face out, and the 3 grooves will be on this side of the filter, and then that should slide up. But if you're having trouble, just put your finger up there and just feel around for the grooves, and then you'll be able to work out where it is. Second tip is, pretty sure because it's got an electric lift pump on it, I think we should be able to turn the key on and hold it in the furthest right position, not starting it, just on, and it should pump fuel into that. Pretty sure. We'll see how it goes, because last time I think I had trouble with it, but I did a little bit of research and that should fill up electronically. So we'll give that a crack. So up here in the cab, turn the ignition on, and I'm just going to hold the key without starting it to there for 20 seconds, and that should hopefully fill the fuel filter. Right, so yeah, just cycle your ignition a few times, and then that should have it sorted out, and that fuel filter should fill up, and then you're right to go. So, just going to check the battery next, then I'll pull the air cleaner out, or air filter, sorry, give it a blowout, then I'll blow off the rest of the engine and front of this tractor. Then I'll put the covers on, check the back fluids, and then just give it a graze. Then I might see about trying to get this door on, and yeah. The hydraulic hose for the steering looks like it's going to be pretty easy. Just, yeah, it runs from the steering ram about a foot back to a steel pipe. So Dad said he wants to use the tractor tomorrow, so he might baby it again through tomorrow, and then he'll pull it off and go get a new hose, I think. And then, yeah, that should be fixed, because it's covering this wheel in oil. So, yeah. So all we're doing here is just topping up the waters. This will actually mount a little bit, might be a little bit down, which probably isn't helping this battery. I think this battery's a little bit tired. Geez, she must be almost empty. It's almost taken this whole bottle. 1 litre. Wow, she's taken 1 litre of water. Need to get more. Right, so there's a tip for you. Always check your batteries. We're pretty bad on this one anyway. This is probably the first time we've actually checked it. And we've owned it for 2 years maybe now. Close to 2 years. But in saying that, pretty much all our batteries, we run the maintenance-free ones, so you don't have to really do this. This is probably the only one here that's not maintenance-free. But in saying that, we should still check it. So yeah, always check your water in your battery. That'll help it last longer. This battery's probably on its way out, but that could get a little bit more life out of it. We'll button this back up and we'll give this tractor a blow off. Rightio, so me and Dad now, we're going to try and get this door on. So we've just cleaned up all the hinges and the door latch and everything, got all the old glass off it. We're going to try and get it out. We're going to lay it open on the ground here, put the new seal on it, and then try and get it onto the tractor. A little bit nervous because it's curved glass. I really don't want to break it, so we'll be pretty careful while we're doing this. Alright, we've got the new door seal on there and we just put the latch and handle on. So now we'll try and get it onto the tractor. Hopefully without dropping it and breaking it. So we'll see how we go. Rightio, we managed to get the new door on. It's all on there, done up tight. So we just got to wait for the silicone up the top to dry where the two ends meet before we can shut it, obviously. So yeah, be good to have that door on. So now everybody knows that the door gets closed when you hop out of the tractor.
What are you looking at me for?
Oh, just making sure you know.
That's like telling people that live in Melbourne to look out for trams. You just do it naturally.
They probably don't though.
Well, that's why they got an ad on the radio telling people to look out for trams. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, well, seeing as you're here, you want to update everybody how you went with the last paddock of oats?
Yeah. Yeah, finished sowing it there on Tuesday night just gone, because I knocked off a bit early from work because I had a blown hose, so I come home and finished it. So, and I had Monday off and got a fair bit in Monday. So yeah, it went well. Cam's bit of barley's peeping through the ground. We'll go and have a look at that later on when we get a bit of time. So yeah, we've had a few mil of rain since the oats has gone in, so hopefully it'll kick off and it'll be a whiz-bang crop.
There you go. So hopefully it all goes good and we'll keep you updated throughout the year. So yeah, finish the service off on the tractor and we'll go from there. Rightio, finished. John Deere's done. So as I already said, doors on, grazed, oil's changed, drained, cracked the bung on the bottom of the fuel tank to let any water that was in the bottom come out. I don't think there was any water. I think it was all just diesel. So that's good. It means there's no water in the tank. Cleaned replaced those two cabin air filters on the outside. Cleaned the ones that were on the inside. I wanted the ones on the inside, but John Deere buggered it up and gave us the outside ones. Doesn't matter, I'll do it next service. Yeah, gave it a quick vac out as well. Got rid of all that glass and stuff that was sort of on the floor. We don't want any glass in there. yeah, so I filled out the whiteboard as well with what the next service will be. So I think next service is changing the trans filters as well, but you don't change the oil, just the trans filters, which is odd. Anyway, so that's finished. So I think Dad's gonna change out or remove that hydraulic hose tomorrow, maybe, and he'll go and get a new one done up for it, and then that'll sort out that leak and yeah, be a bit safer and prevent the hose from blowing completely and having no steering. So John Deere's done, still let that silicone up the top dry, so we're going to see what Mum and Dad are up to with these cows. Hopefully they're almost done so I can go and get the 3505 and the combine and sort all that out too. Right, just over here at the cattle yards with Mum and Dad and Neeks. So they are today marking the calves. So putting tags on them, drenching, vaccinating, and putting a ring around the male's testicles. So I think they've done a few already. And did you drench all the all the actual cows? Yeah. So they drenched all the cows as well. So that's what they've been up to while I've been doing the servicing. Rightio, all the cattle are drenched and calves are marked. Thank goodness that's done. I'm going to try and get out there and get this combine and tractor now, hopefully. We'll see how we go though. Alright, finally the cattle are out of this yard. Try and clean this combine off, get it in the shed, and then at least that's done. It's very late afternoon now. Right, seen, cleaned off the combine. It's been put back in the shed now. They just, well, we just took the tractor up to the semi because they're going to feed some hay out to some cattle tomorrow. So we'll probably wrap the video up. Didn't get a chance to put that wheel back on the tractor, but that doesn't matter. Yeah, worry about that another day. So yeah, we'll wrap the video up. Thanks for watching, everybody. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. All right.